If you look at the impact of climate change, and most of the vulnerable countries are now suffering in a way that they can't actually cope up with the situation. So during the discussions of how to address the climate change impacts, particularly in developing countries, focusing LDCs and AOSIS, so then we started to discuss regarding the loss and damage from the climate change impacts. During the discussions, we found that this is a serious issue for LDCs and also for AOSIS regarding the loss and damage out of the climate change impact. So from the discussions, we came up with the idea that we should think of how to assess the loss and damage and how to address those loss and damage under the climate change negotiation process. During our Cancun agreement formulations, there is a decisions on loss and damage that this loss and damage issue would be discussed within a work program in COP18, where we will develop our work program to address the loss and damage. It's not the issue only for the LDC, it's the issue for LDCs and AOSIS. More particularly is the issue for vulnerable countries together. From LDCs and also from AOSIS and also from vulnerable countries, how to address loss and damage in a coordinated manner so that we can have a better understanding of the loss and damage. We can also have the framework, common framework for assessment of the loss and damage, and then we can find out the ways how to address this issue altogether. From that perspective, Bangladesh actually from LDCs and also from AOSIS and also from other vulnerable countries are thinking on loss and damage and requested CDKN in order to help us how to develop a common understanding on loss and damage and how to develop a common framework by acting on country-specific issue as well as the regional group. For example, from this initiative, we will try to see the loss and damage issue in Africa. We will try to see loss and damage issue in Asia. Also, we will try to see this issue in AOSIS countries. After that, from these case studies, we will try to develop a common framework for assessing the loss and damage and also find out the ways how to address those loss and damage issues for these vulnerable countries.